A Family Christmas by Glenice Crossland. Read by Maggie Mash. Prologue. Lucy opened her eyes and peered into the darkness. She could just make out the stockings hanging over the brass knobs on the iron bed. She slid out onto the cold lino and ran to open the curtains. Jack Frost had been in the night and left pretty patterns on the window pane, but she hadn't time to stay and admire them this morning.
"Wake up, Jane! Father Christmas has been!"
Lucy lifted down the bulky stocking and hurried on bare feet across the landing to her parents' room. She climbed up onto the bed and scrambled over her dad until she could snuggle down between them.
"He's been!"
"Well, I never. I wonder what he's brought." Annie helped the 5-year-old to empty her stocking. She loved the excitement of Christmas almost as much as her children. "Just a minute, little lass. Let's have some light." Bill Gabbitas reached for the matches and lit a bedside candle, sending shadows dancing on the wall and setting himself off in a fit of coughing. Jane was the next to crawl up the bed. Annie pulled her down between the blankets and warmed her cold feet between her hands. The toys didn't amount to much: a couple of skipping ropes and yo-yos, knitted teddy bears, which Annie had stuffed with bits cut from an old vest. Annie noticed that one ear had been stuffed more than the others, but neither Lucy nor Jane seemed to notice. There were brightly coloured scarves and caps, too. Both little girls decided to wear them. In the toes of the stockings were shiny new pennies and a sugar mouse.
"Can we come in, Ma'am?"
9-year-old Nellie and Mary, the eldest, perched on the bottom of the bed and opened their stockings, keeping up the pretence of Santa Claus for the benefit of their little sisters. Ben came clattering down the attic stairs.
"Thanks, Mum. Thanks, Dad."
He shoved in between his sisters until he was up on the bed. Ben had a cricket bat, lovingly made by Bill, in his hand, and Annie protected her heavily pregnant belly from her boisterous son. Laughing, she reached over and took hold of her husband's hand.
"Looks like we shall need a bigger bed next year, Bill, love." "Aye, lass, it'll be grand with a new bairn in the house, and perhaps it'll be a little lad."
Chapter 1. Mrs. Rawlings told the two girls to sit at the table, and she cut 2 wedges of chocolate sponge. Then she poured 2 glasses of lemonade. Whilst they were partaking of the refreshment, she counted out the money for the bread and popped it in the basket.
"William will be coming after today," Lucy said. "I'm starting work on Monday."
"Never! Don't tell me you're 13 already."
"I am. On April the 19th my birthday was."
"Well, why ever didn't you mention it? Here, let me find you a few coppers then."
The woman searched in a huge leather purse and gave Lucy a 6pence.
"It's all right," Lucy blushed. "I didn't tell you so you'd give me something."
"Course you didn't, love, but you're a good lass, so take it, and I hope you enjoy your work. If your William's as reliable as you, he'll do me fine."
"Oh, he is, Mrs. Rawlings. You can depend on that."
Bill Gabbitas had brought all his 6 children up to be reliable and dependable. On Monday morning, Jane and Lucy set off to work, with Kitty nervously following in their wake. Mary had been gone a good half-hour ago. Mary was saving up for her wedding and working all the hours she was offered. The girls hurried up 3 flights of steps, and then Lucy began to panic when Jane instructed them to wait here for Mr. Blackmore to set them on, before hurrying away and leaving them there. What if she and Kitty were separated too, and she didn't know anybody? Kitty's face was as white as the cloth in which her bread and cheese were wrapped.
"Look at all them machines," she whispered. "I'll never know what to do with 'em." "I expect they'll show us what to do."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?